Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty.
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew, welcome to another episode of Roll the Tape podcast with Manager Marty. I'm your host, Manager Marty. I'm so excited that we are here live in living color today. We have a continuation from yesterday, and I told you all that first thing, fresh and hot off the press, that we will deal with. First thing in the live broadcast is what we're going to speak on today, where we left off at yesterday. Come on in, y'all. Come on in, please. Come in. Before you grab a seat, please grab a plate. I have some food that I want to serve you. Some food for thought. Come on in. We will bypass our Town Watch check-in today because I want to go right into the two topics at hand that we need to discuss. Double salute to all of the members of the channel and supervisors of the Roll the Tape film crew. Appreciate you all being here live in living color and watching the replay of this live. If you are watching the replay of this live, I welcome you as well. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And if you have subscribed and you're already a subscriber, also join the channel, become a member of the channel, elevate, and become a supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew. Come on in. I want to make sure we can do an audio check real quick in the live chat. Can I get a yes or no if you all can hear me loud and clear? If somebody can just type in the live chat, just yes or no, loud and clear. We're going to go right into the show this morning. Can I get a yes or no in the live chat real quick? Just want to do an audio check to see if you all can hear me. Okay, awesome, great. Listen, don't worry about it. None of our other classmates are here today. They're going to have to come back on a makeup day for this one. Appreciate everybody in the live chat. Thank y'all. Double salute. Air fryer just got plugged in from my man Jay Mills. Double salute to my guy, my main man Pots and Pans, Jay Mills. Thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate you so much, for real. Your contribution and your support is greatly appreciated, man. Jay Mills says in the super chat, we here, live in living color, loud and clear. Thank you, Jay Mills. Appreciate you, big dog, always representing Texas to the fullest. Let's get right into it. I'm just trying to figure out. Teofimo Lopez. Yeah, I'm getting right into it. Teofimo Lopez did an entire campaign last week talking about how much Jaron Boots Ennis was ducking him. Y'all remember that? He was talking about how Jaron Boots Ennis was ducking him. And now we see that there's a discrepancy between Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez. Before I get into all of that, I want to double salute and welcome my sponsors of the channel, Portland Manors LLC. I say it all the time. We go live and you see their advertisements in the videos that I publish as well. Portland Manors LLC, personal injury lawyers in the states of Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Give them a call, 267-457-4201, or go on their websites, wefightwewin.com. Doesn't matter what you need the personal injury lawyers for, workers' comp, slip and fall, medical malpractice, automobile accidents, you name it. And there's more too, by the way. You name it, they fight, they win. And I personally utilized their services within the last 10 years on multiple separate, isolated occasions. And I've also referred them to family members and friends. So I'm not just telling you this just because they're sponsors of the channel and they're friends of the channel. I'm telling you this because they fight and they win. Once again, Cortland Manus LLC, personal injury lawyers in the states of Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Give them a call, 267-457-4201, or go on their website, wefightwewin.com. I should do that more often. Sound like I can be on a commercial, doesn't it? Now, enough with the hugs, handshakes, and Valentine's Day cards. Teofimo Lopez did an entire campaign last week. He was saying that Jerron Boots Ennis was ducking him, right? And I told you all by the phone booth that Teofimo Lopez would be on the come up for fighting Boots. In other words, Jerron Boots Ennis wouldn't get any credit if he defeated Teofimo Lopez. Like if they fought and Boots won, like even if Boots knocked him down and didn't knock him out, or even if Boots went the entire 412 rounds with him, right? And just dominated him. And even if Boots would have just knocked Teofimo Lopez out if they would have fought, Jerron Boots Ennis would not have gotten credit. In fact, he would have got criticized for fighting a much smaller guy. Now, somebody's going to say, Manager Marty, what do you mean the smaller guy? Well, look at Teofimo's last fight. And the weight that Teofimo came in his last fight. And then look at the weight that Teofimo Lopez was allegedly going to agree to the terms to fight Devin Haney at. That's all I'm saying. I mean, Teofimo Lopez, the last time I checked, and somebody can please go fact check this, but the last time I checked, just a month ago, on May 2nd, Teofimo Lopez weighed in at 139 and a half pounds. So you mean to tell me he was going to move all the way up to the welterweight division, which is the next division above 140, and fight Boots? Not only that, but allegedly he was scheduled to fight Devin Haney sometime this August. This is what reports were saying. Other YouTubers and content creators in the YouTube boxing community, that's what they were saying. At 145 pounds at a catchweight. So what I'm saying is that Boots will be fighting the naturally smaller guy, something that Paulie Malignaggi said he was cool with happening. Remember, I did a video on that as well over the weekend, where, was it Monday? Yeah, over the weekend on Monday, where Paulie Malignaggi was giving credit to Boots, saying Boots should fight a smaller, action-packed super fight with Teofimo Lopez. Yet, the contradiction I saw in that was, but when Tank Davis and Devin Haney fought guys who were naturally smaller than them, Paulie Malignaggi criticized them. But yet, he's trying to say that Boots is ducking Teofimo Lopez. You see what I'm saying? Because Boots want to be undisputed in the welterweight division. And so Teo went on a whole campaign trying to show that Boots ducked him by going publicly on social media and, of course, YouTube, saying that Jerron ducked him. Jerron Boots Ennis didn't give him a shot. And it's like, that's crazy to me because now, fast forward, all of the people that was reporting that Teofimo Lopez was going to fight Devin Haney in August, all the content creators, I don't know who it was, I just know that's how YouTube is. I know my counterparts. I know people were saying it was breaking news. I know. Don't make me check because I can. But the point I'm making is I need everybody else to come back and say that they were wrong. Because according to Teofimo Lopez, and I have the copy of the tweet, and if you challenge me, not my subscribers and viewers that are supporters of this channel, not y'all, not the Roller Tape family, not you all. I'm talking about my haters. If you challenge me, I'm going to pull it up on your screen. Teofimo Lopez tweeted on X, formerly known as Twitter, and said, y'all know what he said? "48 laws of power." Basically, he tried to make it seem like this is a chess move for him not agreeing to the terms that Turkey set out, not agreeing to the terms that Bill and Devin Haney set out for this fight. He never signed a contract. So anybody that came out saying late breaking news, and I'm talking about journalists and reporters as well, breaking news. It's official. Teofimo and Devin Haney will fight in August. Please come back out and say that you were wrong. And guess what? I hope they do fight. I hope that they actually do fight. I think it is a good fight for Devin Haney, and I equally think it's a good fight for Teofimo Lopez. Seriously, they were on a card together, right? So my thing is, the fans already saw their last performances. Why not have them fight each other? They didn't put it all on the line in their last performances last month, so they still have some energy left in the tank. This is a fight that has been brewing for a couple of years now. We've seen them on the zone where Teofimo Lopez had a microphone in his hand. Devin Haney had a microphone in his hand. Y'all remember that? It's a while ago. And they were going back and forth. Live broadcast. We've seen them link up and bump into each other privately. And of course, it was public. When I say privately, I mean it was a private dialogue between them two, but it was in a public setting. And they were going back and forth. And Bill Haney was chiming in, you know? And Teofimo Sr. was chiming in at Bill, and they were going back and forth. This happened a while ago. On so many different occasions, we've seen this. So this fight have been brewing. So my thing is, hey, why not they go back to the negotiation table and get it done? I mean, to me, that's both of their best options, if you ask me. Because they're going to fight at a catch weight anyway. They're not going to move all the way up to 145. 147. They're not going to move all the way up to the welterweight division. And, you know, we know that because Devin Haney in his last fight, he didn't weigh in at 147 in his last fight against Jose Ramirez. Okay? So if they're going to be at a catch weight, that's good for both of those guys. But where is Teofimo going to go now? Where is Devin Haney going to go now? So why not both of these guys go back to the drawing board, figure out what they need to figure out representation-wise, sign on the dotted line, and let's make this fight happen. I mean, all I'm saying is Teofimo Lopez was talking about how Boots ducked him, and now everybody else is saying that Teo ducked Devin. Teo's response was 48 laws of power. I don't know what that means, but that's what I saw his tweets, and I got the copy of it. I've seen it. But the point that I'm making is I don't know who ducked who. You know why I say I don't know? Because we haven't seen the what. It's two words lumped into one. I've been making this hot since January of this year. Paperwork. I haven't seen the paperwork. I mean, Devin Haney said he signed the contract. I would love to see the paperwork. No, anytime you publicize something in boxing from now on, this is what I'm starting to trend and being a trailblazer on this channel moving forward. If anybody say anything publicly, whether it be fighters' purses, the money that fighters are scheduled or agreed to make, whether it be a content creator, a boxing fan, reporter, journalist, etc., or a professional boxer or their representation come out and say, we just signed the contract. Guess what I'm going to ask them to do? In all of those scenarios that I just presented, show the paperwork. If you're going to come out publicly and say it, verify with evidence. And if you're not going to verify, please don't speak on it. Because we can't keep going by what? Hearsay. Both of these guys need to get it on because there's nowhere else for neither two of those guys to actually turn and generate the revenue. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about them fighting each other. To generate the revenue that they're going to be able to generate fighting other people. And that's not really an opinion, that's really a fact. And here's the thing about that, the segue into my next point. Victor Conte, and I spoke on this back in November. Some of you might have forgot about that if you were here, and some of you may not have been here. Go back on my channel between October and November, and I talked about how Teofimo Lopez's name was brought up by Bill Haney, encouraging Teofimo Lopez on multiple platforms to take the VADA test. Take the VADA, 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 VADA. Y'all remember that? Some of y'all remember that. Y'all remember that? So, and I can speak on that because Bill Haney also said in that same conversation that he was telling the Boxing Voice, and there was other guy, I think that was Punch Drunk Boxing. That's how I actually found out who he was, because he used my audio. He used my video, and he actually used my name when he told Bill Haney, because Bill Haney was saying, Devin is enrolled in 365 24/7. That was in October and November of 2024 when he said that on that platform. Even though VADA in January of this year said they now welcome Devin Haney in 365 24/7 testing. But anyway, that's not the point that I'm making. The point I'm making really is that Bill Haney, he kept talking about Tio need to take VADA test. VADA, VADA, VADA. I know where he was getting those words from. I know who was in his ear to tell him that. This is how I know. This is how I know. Because the person that was in his ear reached out to Tio literally 8 months before that. Y'all remember that? I broke this down then, a year ago. Victor Conte. Because Victor Conte wanted to know, was there VADA testing for Teofimo Lopez versus Jermaine Ortiz? Some of y'all might have forgot about that. And the reason why he wanted to know is because he wanted to make sure that Teofimo Lopez is being tested. Why? Because Devin Haney's name kept coming up when it was time for Tio to find out who his next opponent was going to be. So Victor Conte is trying to make sure that any of the SNAC fighters that are in his program compete with another non-SNAC fighter, that the non-SNAC fighter undergoes VADA testing. So the point that I'm making is we need answers on whether or not Teofimo Lopez ducked Devin Haney, especially when he was on social media last week. He, meaning Teofimo Lopez, saying that Jerron Boots Ennis ducked him. And speaking of Victor Conte, and speaking of the SNAC program, I want to point out a few things. But I want to do it in such a way where we analyze Victor Conte's latest tweet. Double salute to my guy, P Flame, for sending me this on Saturday when I was out of town. And I'm going to put it on your screen because I highlighted it too. You know, I do my homework, but I also show my work when I do my homework to let y'all know that you don't have to do the painstaking work because I've done it for you. This is a tweet Victor Conte published in response to Jamal Charlo. Give some of y'all time to analyze that. We're going to read it together as a class. But Victor Conte has some words that he wanted to share with Jamal Charlo because Jamal Charlo made some references publicly in multiple interviews about SNAC, about Victor Conte. He actually said Victor Conte's name. And so we're going to read this tweet together, and I highlighted the portion that I wanted to basically air fry on this morning because I found it intriguing that Victor Conte would actually say the words that he actually said. I'm really intrigued by it, for him to even say it. I'm actually like trying to figure out, like, why did he even say it in the first place? I mean, that's just me. I'm just trying to figure that part out. Me personally. Now let's read it together, class, shall we? This is Victor Conte. His tweet on X, formerly known as Twitter. He was responding to Jamal Charlo's comment about SNAC, about Victor Conte, etc. And before we do that, I did say the word Victor, right? The name Victor. Well, there is a Victor that is credible. And that's the Victor that you see at the bottom of your screen. Double salute to my guy, Victor, helping the air fryer warm up. Thank you so much for your contribution and your support to the channel. Victor says in the super chat, good all the way up to blessed. Morning, Professor Manager Marty. All the way up to blessed morning. Thank you. Blessings and peace be upon you, Mr. Victor. Appreciate you. The real Victor. Not Victor Haney. I'm sorry. I meant to say Victor Conte. You know how I be saying Victor Haney and Bill Conte? Well, I say that because those guys mirror each other with certain things that they say and do. And also, they repeat each other's words a lot. More so Bill's repeating Victor's words. I know who was in his ear. But I find it intriguing what Victor Conte said. I'm not going to read. Well, okay, I'll read the whole thing. I was going to stop at a certain point, but you're right. You know what? I'll read the whole thing. Hi, Jamal Charlo at Future of Boxing. I suggest that you stop telling outright lies about me and SNAC. You have been spreading false information without a single shred of evidence to support any of the things that you have been saying. There has not been a single positive drug test by any of the boxers actively working with SNAC in the past 15 years. If you have any credible evidence of any wrongdoing by me or SNAC or any SNAC boxers, then I suggest that you post it immediately or stop your slanderous statements. Buck up, Charlo. What credible evidence do you have? Try zero. If you have any type of credible evidence, then show the world of boxing what you have. Otherwise, it may be wise for you to stop telling damaging, utter lies to the world of boxing. Those were the words of Victor Conte. And he said those words to Jamal Charlo. Now, I got a question on that. I hope y'all don't mind. The air fryer is going to warm up. I got a question on that. Because I don't mean to start any controversy. Okay, I do mean to start controversy. I'm just trying to figure out something, y'all. First things first, let me give Victor Conte credit. Yeah. Listen, I give credit when it's due. Okay? I'm going to give Victor Conte credit because Victor Conte is responding to Jamal Charlo. He's standing up for his company. He's standing up for his namesake. You have to give a guy credit that does that. You just have to. And I do. And I appreciate Victor Conte coming out saying what he's saying because at some point, we do need to start seeing evidence. I mean, it's the same way that I'm asking for evidence. You know, when I ask for evidence, you know, some people get mad at me. You know, like if I ask for evidence about like paperwork, different things of that nature, a lot of people get upset. But the thing about it is, I agree with Victor. If you're going to say something publicly, please come on out with the evidence. And that's the only part I really agree with Victor Conte on in this matter. That at least he's coming out stating that if you're going to say anything about him or his company, then guess what? Then, hey, come on out with the evidence. And that's all I'm saying. But now I have some questions on this. Question number one. Where is Timothy Bradley at when you need him? No, I'm asking, where is Timothy Bradley at when you need him? Well, the reason why I'm asking where Timothy Bradley is when you need him is because remember when I came with evidence to substantiate my statements that I made about VADA, about Victor Conte, about the SNAC program, I always come with evidence and proof. And when I came with proof, how Shakur Stevenson's performance has been enhanced since he's been with SNAC and Victor Conte, and also the level of enhancements in specific rounds from the SNAC fighters. Timothy Bradley, instead of clicking the link coming up here to talk to me, he literally responded. It's on your screen. I want to make sure you see that. He responded and he says, "You have no proof. I hope you get sued." Hey, that's what Timothy Bradley said. He hope I get sued. Now, where is Timothy Bradley when you need him? In other words, do Timothy Bradley hope Jamal Charlo gets sued? I feel like I'm being targeted. Timothy Bradley hope I get sued, and I had evidence on what I was talking about. But here it is, Victor Conte's challenging that Jamal Charlo has no evidence in what he's talking about. But I haven't seen anything yet from Timothy Bradley stating that he hoped Jamal Charlo gets sued. I mean, that's all I wanted to to talk about when it comes to Tim Bradley? That's my first question. Second question that I have, bring that tweet back up so y'all can see it. I highlighted it for you. I wanted to make sure that we all were on the same page. You see the yellow highlight? I'm going to read the words for those of you that can't look at the screen. We're going to air fry on this. This is Victor Conte's tweet. I highlighted this portion of it here. There has not been a single positive drug test by any of the boxers. Sorry, I got tongue-tied. I'm going to read that again. There has not been a single positive drug test by any of the boxers actively working with SNAC in the past 15 years. I'm going to let y'all process that for a second. Let y'all process that. Y'all want me to read that again or something? I am going to read it again. There has not been a single positive drug test by any of the boxers actively working with SNAC in the past 15 years. So I actually have a question on that. What about the other boxers that was on the SNAC program that did test positive in the past 15 years? What about them? Well, what I'm trying to understand is Victor Conte is trying to show that he's credible. He's trying to show that his SNAC company and SNAC program is on the up and up. That the other things, thank you, Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford said, I use SNAC and other things that other fighters on SNAC don't use. He never specified what those other things were. But I'm just trying to figure out, what about those professional, because he's used the term actively, and I know Victor Conte. I've learned him. So he was very, very strategic when he used the word actively. There has not been a single positive drug test by any of the boxers actively working with SNAC in the past 15 years. Well, if you look at Terrence Crawford and Devin Haney, they weren't on SNAC in 2010, because 15 years ago was 2010. So I'm trying to figure out if those two guys, Caleb Plant wasn't on SNAC in 2010. Well, I'm just saying these guys have the longest tenure over there on SNAC. Mario Barrios as well. What I'm trying to get at, I want everybody to understand where I'm getting at. What does he mean by there has not been a single positive drug test by any of the boxers actively working with SNAC in the past 15 years? In other words, why are we using the word actively? For what? Because it is to show that no one that's actively involved with the SNAC program as a professional boxer never tested positive for a banned substance while they were on SNAC. I have a question on that. How do we know? Where's the paperwork, Victor Conte? In other words, he's asking Jamal Charlo to come with all his evidence, all of this proof. Well, my thing is, if you're asking Jamal to support what he's saying with evidence, then we're going to need Victor Conte to do the same thing that he's requiring of Charlo. And what I mean by that is the paperwork. Where is the paperwork from the Smartu lab? I'm not talking about the papers from VADA that they send the boxers that says you, Devin Haney, you have tested negative when you gave us a sample of your urine on January the 1st. Well, anybody can type that up at home and just throw VADA's letterhead on top of that paperwork. I'm talking about the actual lab results from the Smarto lab in Utah. Where is the paperwork? We haven't seen any test results yet. In fact, I'll go another step further since we're talking about evidence, and Terrence Crawford is also on the SNAC program with Victor Conte. Did Terrence Crawford ever test through VADA since he's been with SNAC? No. I'm asking because somebody in my live chat right now has been lying on me right now, live and living color, saying that I've never come with any evidence or proof when it came to Victor Conte, VADA, and or SNAC. Well, the proof was that Terrence Crawford, I hate to bring Terrence in this because he really don't have anything to do with it, but go on and look at your screen, please. The last time Terrence Crawford tested for VADA, according to their own website, was in October 22nd, 2020, 4.5 years ago, when he was about to fight Kell Brook in November of 2020. Y'all remember that? The picture that you see on your screen was a screenshot by me. That's from VADA's website. That's the last public acknowledgement that VADA produced on behalf of Terrence Crawford. So my thing is, if we're talking about showing evidence and proof to support what we're saying, Victor Conte, where's the proof that Terrence Crawford tested when he fought David Evanesian? Because he was with SNAC then. When he fought Israel Madrimov, because he was with SNAC then. When he fought Errol Spence, because he was with SNAC then. And of course, when he fought Sean Porter, because he was with SNAC then. And anybody that's criticizing me about this or bringing Terrence's name up in this, you have to understand that I asked Victor Conte live and live in color to his face when he was up here. The first time and the second time. And I have emails to substantiate the conversation that Victor Conte and I had about Terrence Crawford testing for Sean Porter, etc. And he don't know. His words, not mine. Then he came back and said, Terrence Crawford texted me and told me he did test for Sean Porter, but Sean Porter never got back to me. In fact, he went another step further. I have the proof. Most of you, the Roller Tape Film crew, y'all remember my history. Y'all remember I have all these videos published that I'm talking about now. I'm just condensing it for the scope of this live broadcast. But what I'm basically getting at is, if we're going to talk about evidence, and of course, Victor Conte took it a step further when he told me directly to my face that he tried to reach out to Dr. Margaret Goodman, the founder of VADA, and she still did not reach out to him after 6 weeks. She didn't answer a text in 6 weeks. That's what he told me. So what I'm saying is, we're going to talk about evidence and proof to support claims publicly. Then we got to keep it that way and keep the same energy. Okay? We got to keep the same energy now when it comes to other things. Now, Victor Conte used the term actively. I'm going to put the post up there again because I know a lot of people might have came to class late, and I want y'all to see where I highlighted it at, okay? That's not it. There it is right here. Sorry about that, guys and ladies. There has not been a single positive drug test by any of the boxers actively working with SNAC in the past 15 years. Well, don't get mad at Manager Marty, because Victor Conte put his foot in his mouth by even talking about the past 15 years. In fact, he didn't even have any proof or evidence of any lab results, so we don't know who tested positive or not under SNAC. Did y'all see any test results from the actual lab? From the boxers that work with SNAC? No, you didn't. None of you did. I didn't, and no one has. Okay, then. Now I'm going to take it another step further. With this being said, okay, there has not been a single positive drug test by any other boxers actively working with SNAC in the past 15 years. Now, if he would have left it at there has not been a single positive drug test by any other boxers actively working with SNAC, period, then I would just be asking him for the paperwork. But because Victor Conte tweeted the words in the past 15 years, and I've been talking about this for 2.5 years now, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Rotate Film Crew. So nobody can come up here and say I'm hating on Bud Crawford and Devin Haney and the Snack Fighters. I'm hating on Victor Conte, whatever you guys that be hating on me be saying in my comment section and stuff. But look at this part right here. Since he didn't come with the paperwork, I will. Let's start here. Go on and look at your screen now. Don't get mad at me. Bam. I got to make sure I take this banner off. Y'all see that right there? Go on and look at your screen. And if you can't watch your screen, I'm going to read what happened. In 2012, Dan Raphael, y'all know who Dan Raphael is, right? Right, he's ESPN sports reporter and journalist. Okay. May 18th, 2012, y'all see it on your screen, some of you. He reported that Andre Berto tested positive for a banned substance, which was out of the family nandrolone, norepinephrine, right? Okay? Y'all see that on your screen, right? Andre Berto tested positive for a banned substance. Okay? I'm going to read this little paragraph because I want to make sure we all on the same page, class. Come on and read it with me. Former welterweight title holder Andre Berto has tested positive for a banned substance. And his June 23rd rematch with former titleist Victor Ortiz has been canceled, according to Golden Boy Promotions CEO Richard Schaefer. It doesn't stop there. Further down in that same article, go and look at your screen now. Bam! Dan Raphael then reports that Berto, I'm going to read it if you can't see your screen. Go on and look at it if you can. Berto has had Victor Conte, founder of the notorious Bay Area Laboratory Cooperative, in his training camp for this fight. I know this is not new news to most of you because you've seen me a year ago and a year and a half ago and farther than that point this evidence out. But since Victor Conte said in the past 15 years, not one snack fighter tested positive. Now, he did say actively. He did say that. But I want to help him understand that he can't keep forgetting about the fighters that did, the boxers that did test positive for banned substances while they were in his program, while they were with him, while they were under his tutelage, while they were under his watchful eye with the SNAC program. In 2012, Victor Conte was hired by Andre Berto, and he tested positive. Norandrosterone, which is in the same family as nandrolone. Okay? There's the article right there. Don't get mad at us. Don't get mad at me in the Roller Tape Film Crew. I mean, don't get mad at us. Okay? No, man, I'm just saying, I figure since Victor Conte's asking for proof and evidence, I figured I can give him some evidence. I can show him some proof that in the past 15 years, there were multiple fighters that tested positive that were in the SNAC program. That was in 2012. Okay? That was in 2012. It doesn't stop there. What about in 2017? Go on and look at your screen. Bam. Go on and look at it. Louis Ortiz fight with Deontay Wilder likely to be canceled. Who reported on this? Dan Raphael reported in September of 2017. Dan Raphael reported that the fight between Deontay Wilder and Louis Ortiz will probably be canceled because Louis Ortiz tested positive for a banned substance in a voluntary anti-doping association administered drug test. Okay? There it is on your screen. Don't get mad at us. Okay? Go and look at your screen. Bam. That's what he tested positive for. It was a diuretic, a banned diuretic. Chlorothiazide. Go and look at your screen. This is September 2017. Now, this is the article that Dan Raphael wrote. Louis Ortiz was with the SNAC program and Victor Conte. It says here on your screen, if you can't see it, the results were returned on Thursday, and Ortiz's A sample tested positive for the banned diuretic. Banned diuretic. Chlorothiazide, which are used to treat high blood pressure. Watch this, but also can be used as masking agents for performance-enhancing drug use. Y'all remember this? Some of y'all remember this in 2017. Okay. All right. So in 2012, Andre Berto, who hired Victor Conte and was on the SNAC program, he tested positive for a banned substance under the SNAC program. In 2017, Louis Ortiz tests positive for a banned substance. Yes, it's used to treat high blood pressure, but it's also used as a masking agent for performance-enhancing drug use. And Louis Ortiz was with Victor Conte and the SNAC program. And it doesn't stop there. What about Willie Monroe Jr.? Go on and look at your screen now. Since Victor's talking about proof and evidence, and he used the words in the past 15 years. Willie Monroe tested positive for a banned substance. And the fight between him and Jamel Charlo, which was in the main event in December of 2018, was canceled. Willie Monroe Jr. was in the SNAC program with Victor Conte. Now, what did Willie Monroe Jr. test positive for? Go on and look at your screen. Although no specifics on the adverse finding was announced, ESPN's Steve Kim reported that Monroe tested positive for testosterone in a urine exam done on November the 3rd. Don't get mad at us. Victor Conte used the words in the past 15 years. Victor Conte used the words working with SNAC. Victor Conte used the words single positive drug test. And Victor Conte used the words there has not been. It's on your screen again. I highlighted it for you. There has not been a single positive drug test by any of the boxers actively working with SNAC in the past 15 years. Well, what about the other boxers that are not actively working with SNAC because they're retired? In the past 15 years that we know about. And I say we know about because it was publicized. We don't know about the actively working fighters with SNAC now because no test results are being publicized. I said the test results from the actual lab. You know, like when Clarissa Shields published the test results from Quest Diagnostics to disprove that she had weed or marijuana in her system? Y'all remember that? Didn't she actually publicize the actual test results from the direct lab? Okay, then. So where the paperwork at? Double salute to my brother Anton. Appreciate you in the cash app. Double salute to my guy Anton. I see the cash app. Appreciate you, big dog. Thank you for your contribution and your support, man. So that's all I'm saying, y'all. Hey, I just figured I'd bring that back up. I've been talking about this for a long time now. I've already presented this evidence to Victor Conte when he was here and to all of you when he left. So it's not like I'm talking down or talking bad about the guy, Victor Conte, when he's not here. I'm just saying he used the term in the statement and the words, there has not been a single positive drug test by any other boxers with SNAC in the past 15 years. Yeah, I know he was strategic when he said actively working. I know why he did that. To give himself a back door, to give himself an out. But we're not going to give him an out. Because he used the words in the past 15 years. Well, in the past 15 years that we know of thus far, in 2012, Andre Berto tested positive for a banned substance. He was with who? Victor Conte. 5 years later, 2017, Louis Ortiz tests positive for a banned substance. He was with Victor Conte. The next year, 2018, Willie Monroe Jr. tests positive for a banned substance. He was with Victor Conte. That's all I'm saying. You know what? I'm doing way too much talking.